So welcome to this Evolve SimVenture webinar. It won't take up too much of your time today. Let me just share my screen. So it's just to give you a few details about the competition that we're having, the Evolve competition. Please feel free to jump in with any questions. There's not that many of us today, so I'm sure I can handle the rush of questions. And to give anyone who's not familiar with our simulation evolution a quick tour of the system as well. So a lot to fit in, but it shouldn't take too long. Just before I make a start, my name is Ben Guthrie. I am working with SimVenture, the company, although I have used it as a client, for the last 5 years, because up until last year I was a lecturer myself at Edinburgh Napier University. So I very much enjoyed using evolution with my students, and I've enjoyed using it in all kinds of contexts since I've come to work for SimVenture. I'm just going to let my colleague Keris introduce herself.
Yes, hello, I'm Keris. I'll be the background person for the competition and for this webinar, and you may get emails from me about license setups and also just regarding the competition in general.
We'll just move on to looking at, but yes, just to let you know, so the name of the competition is Evolve, the name of the simulation is Evolution, and the name of our company is SimVenture. So clarify some of the different terminology. If you do take down only one thing from today, then please let it be the link to the competition site on our website. And this will answer a lot of questions. It will cover a lot of the information I'm talking about today. And importantly, it has the entry form for the competition on there as well. So everything can be found at that link. Our sponsors for the competition are Glean. And if you haven't done so already, I do suggest that you check them out. A great online study tool for students that I think is going to become increasingly popular over the next couple of years. So today, like I said, we're only with you till past at the latest. Plenty of time for questions as we go along, but also at the end. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the competition, and then we'll take a quick tour of the simulation itself. Please feel free to jump in with any questions that you may have. So before we start looking at evolution, just to remind you of some important dates. So to enter the competition, the deadline is midnight on 4th of October. The practice week is set up to begin on 7th of October. So all logins and whatnot will be sent before that date so that students can log in and practice for the week beginning 7th of October, with the proper competition starting on the 14th and running until the 18th. So they get a full week to engage with the competition. So don't fret that the students' whole week will be taken up with the competition. They can engage with it as much or as little as they like. It's not always about time spent. It's about sound decision making within the context of the simulation, and I'll take you through how that looks in just a second as well. And then they won't have long to wait because they'll finish up on the 18th with the competition, and then the winners will be announced just on the Monday after the weekend there, and they'll get to find out how they performed within the competition as well. So quickly, let me show you what's on the site that I mentioned before. Let me just copy and paste that into the chat while I'm here, and then you can take a note of this address. All the details there. To enter, just simply click on the link, and it will take you to the entry form. Again, all the dates and stuff that I've entered, that I've been through there, are detailed on this link. So any university can enter up to 5 teams, between 2 and 4 students on each team, and they'll be competing against other students and other teams from throughout the world. We've got clients in a number of different countries worldwide, and we're hoping to have a very international flavour to the competition, as it has been in the past. So there's a lot of things about why enter and whatnot. I'm not going to just read out the website for you, but do bear in mind that you can get all the entries in terms of deadlines and dates and stuff on here as well. Importantly, the prizes, which are thanks to our sponsors at Glean, the first place team will be awarded £1,000 in cash, plus a plaque and certificate, with also prizes for second and third place as well. but we will also provide digital certificates for all teams that complete the competition, in there as well. Down below that is the form. All teams must be backed by a staff member at the university, but teams must be comprised only of students. So while we encourage university staff to support students and teams, we don't accept any teams actually where the staff are working alongside the students in, as actual team members. Please feel free to jump in if you have any questions about evolution. This is what it looks like. I know that not all of you will have seen it before, but SimVenture Evolution puts the users in charge of running a bicycle manufacturing company. So on the screen just now, we have the many different departments and sub-departments that make up your bicycle manufacturing company. The simulation itself is all browser-based and online, so there's no need to install any software. All you need is an internet connection, and you can access the simulation from any device. So, being a bicycle manufacturing company, there's many different ways that you can make decisions and affect the success of your company. We'll go around in clockwise. So firstly, starting with our organization department, which is color-coded here in green. This is where you can you make high-level decisions that affect your business, such as where the company is physically based. Do you want to be in a rural premises or more in a business park kind of setting? You can make decisions about borrowing, equity, sustainable policies that you have within your company. And do bear in mind that there is a new version of Evolution being released within the next few days. I don't want to give an exact timescale. And it's going to look very similar to this. There's not going to be any sweeping changes, but some of the departments will be kind of built upon in terms of making the decision making more holistic and more realistic within the simulation as well. So all changes to last year's version will be communicated. So keep an eye out for that as well. Okay, back to this tour. So looking at our operations department, this is where you can set kind of production levels for the next quarter. You can invest in things like quality control. And the red operations department is very much your manufacturing hub in here as well. Our sales and marketing department, much as it sounds, you can decide on things like promotion strategies. You can decide what sales channels you want to work with, how you want to brand yourselves as a company, and your pricing strategy. And for those of you who've used Evolution before, bear in mind that all decisions in here should be based on sound analysis of the available market research. So if your students are looking for tips with a simulation, the number one should be look at the market research. And then finally, we have our research and development department. We've got investing in technology to make your future products more appealing and easier to manufacture. And you could also design new products from this department as well. So the competition scenario is not quite finalized yet, and as such, I can't give you the exact winning criteria that we're going to be using. But rest assured that just as I have on the screen just now, you'll always be aware of what the starting point is. Here, I'm starting at year 4, quarter 1. I've got a full briefing that outlines the history of the company that I've taken over the last 3 years. I've got some market research I can look at, some targets and stuff, a little introductory video in there. So the principle of the simulation is to make decisions across all of these different departments. And then at the end, once the team is satisfied that they've analysed, they've made strategic decisions that are in line with their strategy, then they can move forward into the next quarter by clicking on Run Quarter, and they get to see what the impact of the decisions that they've made might be. But before they even start making decisions, they might want to customize their company a little bit. Here I have a team of 3. If they wanted to edit their company, they could give themselves job titles. So Julio could be the CEO, Richard could be the sales and marketing director, perhaps Sarah wants to be in charge of finances. There you go. It's not essential, but they can also change the name of their company, and they can upload a custom logo to represent them on the leaderboards as well. So if you are entering teams, I would encourage you to encourage your students to perhaps include the name of the institution or the university in the team name. It doesn't have to be boring like Napier University team, but they can work a company name around, including the university name or the institution name in there as well, and that'll make sure that that's prominently highlighted on the leaderboard as well. Talking of leaderboards, so at any point during the competition, teams will be able to see how they're performing against a range of different metrics. So I've only got 6 teams in this kind of demo activity, but depending on how many teams enter the competition, we might have many more than that might run to several pages. And I've always found it to be a great motivator having these leaderboards enabled, because if you're at the top, teams are motivated to try and build on their success and protect their leads. If you're languishing in the kind of lower depths of the leaderboards, it's a great motivator to try and improve your position as well. And it's not all about finances. It's likely that the winning criteria for the competition will be more holistic across these financial metrics and others, but we'll see. I'm just working on a solution for that just now. But in here they can see not only who has the most valuable company, the most profitable company, who's got the most cash, for example, but also who's got the most efficient company and who's got the most sustainable company in there as well. So there might be a range of teams at the top of the leaderboards depending on the criteria as well. During the practice week, students will have access to a limited number of rewinds so that they can go back and try a couple of different things. I'm not going to make them unlimited, so instead I'll be limiting these for the students as well. But all this will be communicated nearer the competition start date. Just to reassure you that it's not necessary to have a pre-existing knowledge of the simulation before you enter a team, or your students don't need to know anything about it, because not only is there comprehensive briefing notes, as I've showed you, but every single department has its own guidance in terms of written guides. We've got YouTube resources available for watching that kind of explain how the simulation works a little bit to get them started. We've got introductory videos that are hosted when the student logs in. So there's all kinds of resources. Even if they don't understand some of the terminology on these pages, they can use this highlighter button to highlight the text, and then they can click anywhere they want, and it will give them a full explanation of what the terminology means within the context as well. For those of you with international students, we do have that available in a range of languages here as well. So, depending on where your teams are coming from as well. Alrighty, so that's basically my introduction to SimVenture Evolution. Very quick, but like I said, there's plenty of other guides available online, and I'd just like to give you an opportunity to ask any questions about the competition or about SimVenture Evolution that you might have.